There's limited resources, and that means governments, regardless of whatever stripe they are, have to make very difficult decisions.
Manitoba Liquor and Lottery is announcing Sunday that all Liquor Mart stores will reopen Monday after workers spent weeks on strike. It was the first time Manitoba Liquor and Lottery's workers had been on strike since the 1970s.
Generally, labor action with provincial liquor boards is not very common.
Malcolm Bird, an associate professor at the University of Winnipeg, says part of the reason why workers went on strike is because of the rising cost of living. While liquor store workers have resolved their dispute with their employer, Manitoba Public Insurance workers are set to walk off the job on Monday. Manitoba land titles workers have been continuing their job action since July 21st.
The issue for these in the public sector, of course, is that higher wages oftentimes mean higher draw on the public purse, and that means higher taxes.
Bird says despite unions doing their job in advocating for their workers as the cost of living eats at their spending power, it doesn't change the role of the government to keep the province's finances in check.
The public finances in Manitoba are not very good.
In a statement to City News, the PC party said, quote, MGEU leaders said no to a fair offer and binding arbitration and are asking for increases double what healthcare workers received. We believe it's time for them to stop playing the NDP's games and get back to helping Manitobans, especially the thousands pounded by the recent hailstorm. But Manitoba's other political parties say the strikes have been happening not because of concern over the public purse, but instead because of the Tories' disrespect for workers.
We know that Heather Stephenson and Brian Pallister, for the past 7 years, have picked fights with workers, have been unwilling to negotiate fairly.
In a statement to City News, the Manitoba Liberal Party said, quote, the PC slogan should be fighting with Manitobans, not fighting for them. The Stephenson PCs are willing to put independent Manitoba businesses at risk of bankruptcy over a campaign stunt that hurts everyone and helps no one. Malcolm says despite all the talk from Manitoba's political parties, the strike action isn't expected to affect voters' decision-making at the polls.
I think most voters probably have their minds made up, and these types of strikes affect relatively few people.
In Winnipeg, Djan, City News.